Haha, I'm faster than you, bats. How do you like that? Pesters somebody else. Alright, where is she? Where is she? No, no. Looking for someone in particular. Your queen. Queen of the damned. Oh, Isis! You snaky, snaky, snaky. There's one. Alright, let me kill the friends. I forgot potions. Oh crap. They're weak. Nope, stop, stop. That's good enough. Failure! If I fail, you fail. Well, I almost tamed an Isis. That's such a goofy system. The item part's cool. Like, okay, you need a specific, strange item to tame the monster. I get it, I get it. But then, like, the slot machine? What is that? Come on. That's all I can think of on short notice. Alright, let me sell my junk. Refill my junk. Oh yeah, another advantage of Pico Pico is that your weight limit goes up a lot. You can carry more. Maybe I should use an Elu. Give me a defense. Oh no, I shouldn't use it on the undershirt because I'll be dodging while I'm wearing the undershirt most of the time. So I won't get a lot out of it. I'll get more out of my Elu if I use it on gear that I'm going to be wearing when I'm mobbing. So, like, mantos, chainmails, boots. Yep, yep. Helms. If I find a slotted version of any of that stuff, that's what the Elu needs to go on. Let's see, my walking around money's pretty bad, so let me grab some of this stuff. Just the cheap stuff, I don't know. And then, what do I want to do? I want to revisit all of the old stomping grounds and see how I do now. And I think I want to do them in order. So first up is Looty. Wait, I don't have the walking around money for that, do I? Let me fix that real quick. Oh, it's a stiletto. Those are worth some good money. Oh, and the great bow too. I should overcharge those. I don't care right now. Just get rid of it. Bow. Scale shell. There, walking around money. I want a good zoom rate. What's the official zoom? I think it's 7 ticks from the nearest. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There, that's official zoom. I'm pretty sure. I like max zoom sometimes for just the scenery. But most of the time I don't like it. Because it's hard to... It makes it hard to adjust it back to official zoom. Oh yeah, Green Cookie's not out healing this damage anymore. He doesn't even get a chance. I'm back with a vengeance, boys. This present had my name on it. Look, a pearl. I knew it was for me. Oh, look what I got. Rolling Bash level 1. So it begins. And you know, I think this is actually a good opportunity to use it. 3x3 area. Well, the damage is crappy. but I still want to use it. Because these all help each other, right? And there's one down here. Or was I mistaken? What? That's a weird way to do bowling bash damage. It does yellow damage. It used to just be white. I guess it doesn't make any difference. No, it kind of does make a difference. Because it gave you two rolls on your damage, effectively. This is just like it rolls once, and then it just uses that roll twice. Huh. Yeah, so the damage was more reliable in the old version. It's going to be less reliable in this version. Because if you low roll, it's going to double down on it. But if you low rolled before, with the old version, where it was all white damage, you got a second roll. It would like balance it out. Whatever, it is what it is. Also, I think with it working that way, it actually will only... proc effects will only happen once instead of twice. That's really a nerf too. Big nerf. Well, dang. This is why I don't like custom mechanics. There's no turning back now. I think if I had known Bowling Bash was different like this, I might have gone Spear Knight, but that's okay. It'll still be pretty fun. And strong. And this won't be my only character. I've got some ideas for my second character. And I get a sort of reroll when I'm a Lord Knight. Maybe after playing this version of Knight for 99 levels, I'll decide I want to be a Spear Lord Knight. Sell my swords for spears. And I have a better idea of the mechanics in this server. What the customizations are. All the downstream effects of those. Job level! Bowling Bash level 2. 40% more damages. Oh, and it's level selectable. Means I gotta do this. I don't know why anyone would want to downrank you. I guess SP costs. That might actually matter. The weak places. Or you can one-shot them without using the max level. Save you a couple SP. Baby Haiti. Come this way. Away from Ice Puppy. I can't fight the Baby Haiti yet. He's way too strong. Let me show you. Yeah. That was 962 damage. And I think he has crazy defense, if I remember correctly. He oughta to. He's made of ice. Oh, MVP. Got deer antlers, like a Rudolph nose. And a tribal shield. And his other MVPs, I mean his mob is MVPs. That's pretty cool too. Whether they have the same power as Garm MVP, I don't know, but they look like him. They have the same name. Oh look, I only need one more dexterity. No, that's not right. I got 3 on my head. I need 4 more dexterity to naturally have my final dex bonus of 40. I think my VIP bonus went up though. I don't remember having that much VIP. Ninjas! So, well, ninjas is one of the classes I forgot to talk about. Somebody brought to my attention in the comments. So I'll talk about ninjas. Ninjas are cool. They do belong in Ragnarok. They're cool. They can stay. Gunslingers have to go. Even though gunslingers are cool too. They're just cool in a way that doesn't match the game. To me. I don't know. The spirit of the game. But anyway, I've never played a ninja. Even a little bit. I've only admired them from afar. And there's a little bit of fantasy overlap between ninja and assassin that I think is what causes me to literally never play a ninja yet. Because if I want that fantasy, I'm going straight for assassin like every time. And I may go for ninja later after having assassin. But each character is a huge time investment, so the likelihood that I'm gonna get to both of them is actually pretty low. But yes, I would like to try ninja one day. Will it be here? I kinda doubt it, because I want my first experience with a class to be the classic official mechanics version of it. So as not to taint my first impression of it. Or warp my first impression of it. Taint has moral implications I don't really necessarily subscribe to, but maybe some of them I do. I don't think there's anything immoral about changing the mechanics. I just think it's the changes usually aren't good. They're not actually for the better. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they get it right. Like, one of the examples I gave in a previous video was, I always thought merchants should have axe mastery. But I wouldn't even stake my flag in that change, necessarily, as one that's necessarily better than them not having it. Because the more I thought about it, the more I realized, like, part of the merchant fantasy might be getting stepped on by it, where it's like, okay, as a merchant, you know you're signing up for like the worst leveling experience ever, and that the way that you compensate for that as a merchant is economically. You just get an economic advantage with your skills and bending and your and presumably your personality-based preference for doing deals and making money and stuff. Play in the market. Now that's sort of the fantasy of merchant, and there's some of that in practice, but it's practically kind of far from the reality of merchant, because the reality of merchant is you are just a terrible version of swordsman without the attack skills or the masteries or the two-handed weapons or anything, and it's going to be a serious slog all the way to your next class. But to be honest, I kind of like that about merchant in a way, in some ways, because I always go job 50 on merchants just like I do on everything, and it is an absolute slog. But when I get to the end of it, there's nothing that compares to it in terms of like first class accomplishments, right? It's like, hey, you did the hardest first class thing there is to be done. That's sort of the feeling. And even the merchant journey is enriched in the same way, where I feel like I know it's a slog. I feel the slogginess as I'm like mucking through Orc Dungeon or whatever at level 64, thinking I'm so over leveled for this place. That's the best I can do. It's a real test of my commitment to my goal, and I just like that about it. It's an opportunity to produce evidence of your virtues to yourself. Like I said, I'm going to get job 50 on a merchant. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what I say I do. And then when you do it, fist pump. Maybe it's stubbornness that keeps me grinding away, instead of just changing a job 48 or something. Giving up. And no doubt about it, if I play the server long enough, my little merchant is one day going to be either an alchemist or a blacksmith. He'll be a real character. Right now, I guess alchemist, I don't know. So I do see some error states in giving merchants axe mastery, because it does make leveling a merchant a lot easier, more comparable to a swordsman. And from the alchemist perspective, it kind of takes away some of the specialness of being an alchemist. Because originally, axe mastery was an alchemist thing. And if they just get it as a merchant, now it's an alchemist and a blacksmith thing, because blacksmiths get all the merchant skills too. Whereas previously, I think blacksmiths just got mace mastery, if I remember right. Which is kind of a funny thing about mace mastery, was that it didn't apply just to maces. I think it applied to axes too. I don't know. Some of the masteries apply to more weapons than you would expect. Like, at least officially they did. I don't know about this server, but officially sword mastery applied to daggers. So my Damascus should have been getting like +4 attack from 1 point in sword mastery when I was a swordsman. And it may have been, I don't know. I didn't really do comparisons to find out. But I may get a chance to do them again, because I'm considering if I have enough points after maxing Bowling Bash, of actually maxing sword mastery. Because I don't need the spear stuff. I'm not a spear knight. And though it would be nice to be able to use spears and get the extra damage from spear mastery and Bowling Bash with spears, I could do the same thing with a one-handed sword. Because that would be really the only reason I would use spears to Bowling Bash, is because there's a mastery for it, and it's a one-handed weapon. I probably won't want a Bowling Bash with a two-handed weapon. I'm going to be mobbing, so I'm going to want a shield with 30% reduction card in it. Plus a one-handed weapon. Then the two-handed mastery is just for when I don't want to mob. I want to walk around and level like I am now. And I want to be able to do both. I really like having the freedom to do one or the other, depending on my mood. And so it might actually be really cool to commit to swords and just ignore spears altogether. And then swords will be my Bowling Bash weapons, but one-handed ones, not two-handed. And then that, I think, will enrich the Knight Fantasy by specifying my weapons to a type. Which is kind of what I liked about, one of the things I liked about the Fantasy of Spear Knight, is that you're just committed to one weapon type, and you're going to be great with it. I know my awake ran out and everything, I'm just finishing my thoughts here idly. So yeah, level 67, that was cool. That just happened. I have 60 base strength. And I'm going to keep going for strength. I'm going to get the 70 bonus. And then either at the 70 or 80 bonus, I'll stop and consider getting some Vit. But I still might actually neglect Vit just to finish off my strength. ASAP. That'll be at 78. Level 78, that is. Just because, honestly, without, like, an elemental weapon at least, mobbing's not going to be very good. Not very efficient way to level. In terms of Zenny, that is. And when it's inefficient in terms of Zenny, it's unsustainable. So yeah, it might actually be like level 80 before I'm mob leveling. But I'm okay with that. I like this kind of leveling plenty enough to keep doing it to 80. Especially when I'm just going pure strength the whole way. You know how fun that's going to be? Watching my damage go up. We got a whole gaggle of cruisers here. They're threatening my life. So they believe. So, let's go to town. That was fun. I destroyed Looty. Put some loot away. I do need to keep one pearl for a quest, a merchant quest. It's like Crazy Uproar or Cart Revolution or something, but like I said, merchant is a long way down the road. I don't need to save anything for that right now. Yeah, so ninjas, they do like this, they lay fire on the ground in what I think was like a 6x5 area or something like that. I think it is a rectangle. And they get this, like cicada skin shell or whatever. Also, I know you probably already know about ninjas. I don't know much about ninjas. I'm just kind of trying to jog my memory here. So yeah, they have this cicada skin shell thing where the next 3 or whatever attacks miss, and then but they get knocked back to like 8 cells or something. 6, I don't know. So it puts some distance between you and the monster. And yeah, this is what I'm describing now as a caster ninja. And then there was another kind of ninja build that was like a physical attacker that throws shurikens and stuff. And if I remember right, that was like the weaker kind. But it also had some powerful stuff at the end. Like, you could basically one-shot everything. I think there's a skill that did your maximum health and damage -1, because it left you with 1 health. That would be pretty cool in PvP or something, but can't imagine that's good for leveling. But yeah, the caster ninja, I'd probably be more interested in that than the shuriken one. Though I'm still curious about the shuriken one. Yeah, the caster ninjas, I think they use like these elemental balls as ammunition, basically. That's what they use to cast their spells. Kind of like hunters use arrows. And I think they're more expensive than arrows, but the spells are also more powerful than just a hunter's auto attack. I think they do splash damage too. But they don't target the ground like a wizard, they target monsters. And it splashes to the nearby monsters. Yep. Yeah, I bet you that's actually pretty fun to play, that ninja. The caster ninja. Or maybe just any ninja. I've got to do it someday. Let's hope 1X Classic Mechanic servers stick around long enough for me to get to it. They seem to be a dying breed. But it's the only kind I'll play. What's next on the tour? I know. To Geffen. Save here. I can carry around more B-Wings. I got a Pico now. Mjolnir, Dead Pit. The coal mines. Oh, Dragon rematch. Okay, I'm up for that. Oh, he still hurts though. But he's nowhere near as threatening as he used to be. Cool, cool. Flora, I just don't like you. Alright. Much as I like the music, coming in here. G-Earth, my old strange friend. Mustache. My sword is so sharp I shaved his mustache off. Here we go. Give me some Elunium. Yeah, I'm tearing it up. Oh yeah. I'm missing though. That wasn't very good. Let's wait until it gets stronger to burn my SP on that skill. It wasn't too bad though either. I gotta admit though, the sound effect is not as satisfying with the mechanics this way. It does the double attack sound effect instead of the just white damage sound effect. But like doubled. There's not as much audio stack. Vanilla Bowling Bash had a nice crunch sound to it. Plus, something about white damage. It's just raw. It's like raw and mean. It's just what I want my damage to be on at night. It's not flashy, but it doesn't care. It's still a buttload of damage. It's gonna mess you up if you don't pay attention to it. Now don't get me wrong, I like the double attack yellow damage too. But on a thief class. Because they attack really fast. So when that double chunk gets going at a good tempo, oh man, that's freaking nice. That is nice. Not just in damage, but in audio. In my ears. Geographers. I think I subconsciously, deliberately ignored Geographers. Like, I was aware that I could do them with my lance. Just get some free EXP without having to use pots. But I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that kind of knight. Or swordsman. I'm a fighter, not a gardener. Nah, Geographers are okay. They're just boring, because you don't have to fight back. Well, they don't fight back. I mean, if you do it right. With the lance, you gotta stand exactly 4 cells away from them. Any further and you won't be able to attack them without getting hit. And any closer, and they can reach you and hit you. So you can't just walk up to a Geographer and poke it with your spear. You have to actually like count 4 cells from it, and then click that exact cell. And then click the Geographer once your guy lands there. And that'll reach. And he won't be able to hit you back. But he will be able to heal his friends, or get healed by his friends that are nearby. And that's a much bigger problem for Swordy. Because since you're not allowed to get closer than 4 cells, you can't bash them. All you have is your auto attack with your lance. And whatever elements or card is on it. So there's no burst damage. Your auto attack either needs to outdamage the heals, or you can't kill it. And actually, even worse, you can't move it either. Magnum Break could move it, but you have to get close enough for him to hit you in order to Magnum Break it. That's gonna hurt. Archers can move it with Arrow Repel, which they don't even need to do usually, because Double Strafe has enough burst. 220% damage. I wonder how that compares to Bash. It's 400%. Okay, so Bowling Bash is weaker than Bash. Until level 8. At least for hitting one monster. For hitting 2 monsters, it's stronger than Bash. At level 3, which is right now. Cool. But is it better damage per SP? That's what really matters. So this is 15 SP. For, let's say, 440% attack. And this is 15 SP. 400% attack. So yeah, Bowling Bash is better damage per SP at level 3 than Bash. As long as you hit the monsters every time. They don't bounce out of it. Well, that's cool to know. You know what? Playing an expanded class feels similar to playing or to starting out with a Pokemon that does not evolve. How's that for a parallel? I know expanded classes get strong in the end. And they get as strong as, or nearly as strong as, trans classes. But let's be honest, it's nearly. And nearly is not quite the same, is it? It just ain't the same. At best, expanded classes have one thing they can do that's on par with the skills that trans classes can do in terms of damage or importance. Really, the appeal of expanded classes, I think, is probably utility. They all bring some really great utility to certain situations. Soul Linkers have Soul Links. And Leap. That's game changing. You can literally jump walls. It gives you like the flywing mechanic, but you have control over it now as a linker. Super consequential in like any sort of wall or PvP scenario to be able to jump walls. Especially when you throw recall into the mix. You can summon your whole guild to your spot. Ninjas have that fire blaze thing on the ground. That's great in War of Imperium. That's like super firewall. Takes forever to chew through that thing. I guess Taekwons don't really have anything. That's what's cool about Taekwons though. Is that they're like the most specialized class there is. Your skills literally make you like pick a map and a monster and commit to it for the rest of your life permanently. It's like, that's the thing I'm gonna kill. It's Kassa's in Thor's dungeon. And if I ever want to kill anything different as effectively, I just have to like make a new Taekwon. That's insane. But that's the appeal of that's the fantasy appeal of it to me, of Taekwon. At least that kind of Taekwon. There's another kind of Taekwon that I like the idea of, and that's just the high agi kicker. So cool. But yeah, that heat Taekwon stuff was just broken. I mean, you're practically insta-killing some of the hardest MVPs in the game with that thing as soon as they spawn. I honestly never gained a full understanding of Taekwon Masters because their skills are so confusing to me. But I did have one, and I did kill Casas with him. Not for long. They nerfed it shortly after. But he leveled so fast. I started killing Casas with him in like the 70s. He shot up to like 85. Just a matter of days. Yeah, because of how permanent those Taekwon Master commitments are. I think of them as more as monks than I do monks. Because to me that's what monkhood is. It's like, it's going to devote your life to this very specific thing. And see what happens. What kind of excellence can you produce when you sacrifice everything else to one thing? Taekwon Master demonstrates the answer. You can insta-kill the hardest MVPs in the game. Pretty much. And by just standing there. Literally just standing there next to it. Monks. I haven't talked about monks a lot. I love monks, actually. I like the caster monks. I don't care so much for the combo monks, but it probably deserves a second chance. It's been so long. But yeah, caster monks are so cool. They're a little clunky, but once you get into the rhythm of it, it's kind of neat. Occult Impaction is a very unique skill. It's very good at certain things. And let's be honest, Turtle Island has one of the best music tracks in the whole game. It's called Into the Abyss. But leveling a Spirit Monk is what's absolutely terrible. It's a carpal tunnel class, that's for sure. It gets better as a champion, because then you get Zen. You can summon all 5 spheres at once. But before that, it is ugly. It does damage, though. Throw a Spirit Sphere and a Cult. Do some damage now. And then every so often, if you had the right gear for it, you could get into an Abyss Lake party. Guillotine fisting dragons. But that kind of fell out of favor over time, because people realized it's just a really slow way to kill the dragons. Compared to the alternatives. Snipers, sharpshooting, and well, that's really it. Snipers, sharpshooting. Can't beat that at dragons. But with this server, who knows? They changed so many things. Like, they buffed Meteor Assault big time. It's got a way bigger radius. So maybe that's the new best thing. There's only one way to find out. 2 trunks. That second shore is going to take a long time. I probably wouldn't use it over the Apple of Archer now anyway. But yeah, from what I read on the server customizations, Knights get one-handed mastery as a platinum skill instead of a soul link, which means I can have it all the time. I don't need a soul linker with me. And if that's true, one-hand mastery is looking real nice beside two-hand mastery. Look at this. 40 mastery, 10 crit. So it's 10 less crit than two-hand mastery. I mean 40 attack. But it's the same amount of attack. And that's really what matters the most. Because I'm going to be spamming skills. Skills don't crit. And I've always wanted to use one-handed swords. That's one of the types of knights I've always wanted to, like, do. It's just, hey, let's do a one-hand sword knight. And just be like a sword and shield knight. Because I bet you that's amazing. Because, there's some good one-handed swords in this game. I mean, Suruji's pretty decent. It's got high attack. And you get, like, an attack speed bonus. Well, because it's one-handed. it's already going to be fast. You don't get the attack speed penalty that you get when you're using a two-hander. And I think in classic mechanics, you don't even get an attack speed penalty for putting on a shield. So if it's still like that here, yeah, I dodge 2 attack speed penalties. And I use a one-handed sword. And I get an attack speed boost with one-handed quicken. But throw Berserk Potion on top of that, I bet you I'm going to have near 185 attack speed or more. Just with my Agi, my 62 Agi. Not that I need it for skill spamming, but it helps. It helps. Find a way to beat the pressure. Yeah, we gotta remove the lyrics from all the songs in the game. The only one I find tolerable, at least that I know of right now, is Ayataya. I don't mind their vocals. They're just chanting something a little bit. I don't know. Cramp! Cramp hurts, and I'm out of pots. I almost died. Huh. I don't mind. It's fine. Let's get out of here. And 2 minutes wasted on my awake. It's fine with me. Ba-da-bum-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum. Elu, Ori, Steel. These are all good things. Alright, I've had enough of being indoors. Let's get outside into a field map. I want to enjoy the great outdoors. Let's get, what, 360 reds. All those dark, miserable dungeons have me hungering for some green, fresh air. See? Look at this beautiful bridge. All that talk of bridges made me want to come look at Geffen Bridge again. It's really low. It's like almost touching the water. But that's good enough. The point is just to get over the water. But yeah, this thing's massive. You can never see the whole thing. But the most you can see is when you climb the island in the sky. So that's where I'm gonna go first. There are wild roses to the north, or they're supposed to be. That map was really popular when old blue boxes came out, because the wild roses drop ciphers. And you need ciphers to make old blue boxes. Or you used to. In Komodo. There was ciphers and I think brigands? I don't know. But people farmed glass time so much that I don't think there was a shortage of brigands, really. Ciphers was really the bottleneck material in that recipe. And so that's why it was super popular to farm them. Or maybe more realistically, bought them. Because I'm sure most of the ciphers were botted. Because that map was loaded with bots all the time. Hey, that's a shining plant. I can hit pretty fast now. Let's do it. My special plant farming ability. Oh yeah, so let's see. Let's look at the bridge. Look at that. That's amazing. So cool. And it's flat, so you can like... You don't have to like climb it or, you know, fall down it or anything. It's just perfectly flat. That's so cool. There's no better bridge in the game. Gypsy Village, what? It's so interesting seeing like the in-game names for maps. The only way you would see them is if you look in the party window. Your party member's in that area. But here they got it flashing on your screen every time you enter the map. It's kind of growing on me. I like hearing the names of the maps. Maybe even just having a little introduction when I enter a new area. Okay, what's the fantasy of this place, or the idea of this place? The name informs that a lot. These have a lot of fleet, don't they? Alright, I'm skipping them. Kill you, though. Why me? He took the good loot. Whatever, you can keep it. I don't care. I want to kill kobolds. The music on that map is kind of funky anyway. A little too funky for me. Ba-ba-dum. Bum-ba-da-bum-ba-dum. Oh yeah, I felt that attack speed increase. This blue hair overcharges for 212 zenny each. So each one is worth 4 to 5 red pots. I'm gonna make some money doing this. A red pot without discount is 50 zenny. I did 30 minutes here already just to try it out. And it's pretty good. It feels like the right difficulty level. Maybe a little easier than I would like, but I know the bucklers and cards are awesome here. I need both. Well, I need the bucklers. I want the cards. Slot of buckler is a 0.05% drop here, which is higher than it's supposed to be, but it seems pretty common with gear on this server, or just the stuff that's supposed to be 0.01 is like 0.02 or 3, and it's also not across the board. Some 0.01 drops, namely cards, just stay 0.01, and it seems to be like something they did to make the cards of easy monsters easier to get, or alternatively of less useful cards easier to get. I'm not sure which it is yet because I haven't paid that much attention to it, but Thief Bug cards, Lunatic cards, those are going to be easy to get. That Rager card and stuff. 0.01. Let me show you. Monster info. Rage Rig. See? 0.01. But if I do Lunatic, it's 0.15. So you're gonna get lots of Lunatic cards compared to Rage Rigs. What about something that's like not nearly as strong as a Rage Rig, but still really useful, like drops? 0.10. Huh. So it's still 10 times easier to get than a Rage Rig card, before you account for the time it takes to kill those two monsters. But it's not as easy as a Lunatic card. So it's a bit of both, I think. It looks like... I mean, Lunatic and drops are like the same difficulty level. See, this is level 3, and this is level 3. They're exactly the same level. So the only reason for the difference in their card drop rate, I must assume, is the usefulness of them. Drops is actually a useful weapon card for getting instant cast, or just faster cast. Whereas Lunatic, I mean, it has some niche uses, but they're scarce and they're not very impactful. I think it just gives like a luck or a perfect dodge or something, or even both. I think it's 1 luck, 1 perfect dodge, and 1 crit maybe. Perfectly fine card to put into your like NPC weapon that only has 1 slot or something like this. Not a card you would ever want in an endgame weapon, really. Shield! So the thing with Kobolds is that they drop 2 kinds of shields. One is an unslotted guard and absolutely worthless and useless. And the other is a slotted buckler and very valuable and useful. And you don't really know which one you got until you identify it. But that's not entirely true. There is one trick to find out what it is before you identify it. Because all items have a weight. So you just check its weight. The unslotted guards weigh 30. And the slotted bucklers weigh more. I don't remember how much, but it's more than 30. And those are the only two possibilities. But when you right click it, you can't see its weight while it's unidentified. So instead what you have to do is check your weight before you drop it on the ground. This is 2,751. And check it after you drop it on the ground. Yeah! It went down 30, so that is a crappy unslotted guard. But I repeat myself. I'll let you know how much a buckler weighs when I find one. I think I'm going to settle for +5 on my bucklers. That way, I don't have to spend my whole life grinding bucklers. But I still get a little bit more defense than is free, you know. +4 is the safe limit on all armors upgrades. So I'll go one beyond that. Break 2 or 3 of them to get it, if I have to. Let's see, I'm job 26. That means I have 25 knight skill points. And let's see, if I get... I'm going to need 6 more to go into Bowling Bash. That'll be 31 spent. 26. So I have 25 points. So I have 24 points left. So if I put 6 into Bowling Bash, that'll be 18 left. Counter is maxed. I didn't know that. 18 points left. Wow, so I could actually... I could get 8 Spear Mastery and 10 Pierce if I wanted. And actually be able to use spears a bit. Or I could just forego spears entirely and get 9 points in Sword Mastery, 7 points in Provoke and Endure to max those out. Okay, that's 16. What's that leave? Like 3 points? I lost track of the math. 3 points for what? Guess it doesn't matter. They're gonna be pretty useless wherever I put them. I don't care. I'm so hot on that one-hand quicken fantasy. Hitting super fast with a Super G or something. I've always loved those one-handed swords, and some of them have cool artwork, I think. Oh, I'd love to do a one-hand knight. I'm totally doing it. Might even do it as a Lord Knight. No reason not to consider it. Be a full-on sword master. There's no kind of sword I can't use. And use well. And that'll actually cover all the sword fantasy for me. So that way my second knight, if ever I make one, can go full spear without me feeling guilty about any of it. Like, hey, if you want to use swords at all, use your other knight, you know. This is your spear knight. He's getting all the spear things all the time, and that's the only thing he'll ever use. But no, honestly, I think with Spear Knight I would just get maxed one-hand mastery. Because, Ice Pick. Like, sometimes you just have to use Ice Pick. If you're breaking an Imperium, or hitting some high defense stuff, presumably, Sword Mastery works on daggers here, like it did on official servers. So that'll be awesome. I don't know. I could be mixing things up in my head. Now, while I do like Agi Knight, I probably will never really have one that's just pure edgy. Just because, like, I've tested them. I felt like, okay, this thing is like really cool and fast and all, but it's also like embarrassingly squishy. And I don't see how it's better than doing the same build, or the same sort of build, on an assassin. Synex. Like, I think Synex does what Agi Knight does, but better. I guess the feeling was, look, if I have to be this squishy as this Agi Lord Knight is that I was playing with, I'd rather just be a Synex and have like EDP and Sonic Blow and Grim Tooth and crit bonus and hit faster and wear pretty much all the same armor. Chainmails, boots, mantos, and so on. Alright, what's this one? 2,307. 2,277. It's junk. So what's up with this BGM, huh? It's like some electric guitar blasting off in the background. Not your usual field map music, huh? I like it though. I think it's suitable for this map. This serious electric guitar going off in the background, but in the foreground there's this like cheerful, bouncy, jazzy thing going on, or I don't know what. Funky thing, that's what it is. Funk rock. You've never heard of it before, because this is the only place it exists. Alright, let me see if I can gather up a mob of these. I feel like bowling bashing level 4. The Kobolds, they may look all the same, but they're not. They have different weapons. The ones with the hammers, if I remember right, are the easiest. Like the weakest. And the ones with the axes are the hardest. They flee the most, that's for sure. See, he's just dodging my chunk. And the axe ones also run the fastest. And attack the fastest. And hit the hardest. But I'm pretty sure they all drop Slot of Buckler. Which I guess makes sense, because they're all carrying the same shield. Oh yeah, Kobold card. Let's talk about that for a minute. So, Kobold card is a card that goes in accessories, such as my clips, and it gives 1 strength and 3% crit rate. And I love it. That was like my staple leveling a new character accessories. I had Martyr's Leashes too, I just didn't use them. I used the Kobold Clips. I mean, unless it was a hunter or something that has no use for strength. But even then, I would get some use out of them because of the 3 crit. It seems like just a good all-around accessory. It's decent even on hunters, you know? If you're leveling a hunter. Or a bard or an archer or whatever. But yeah, all the strength characters. Merchant, swordsman, thief. Whatever else. Battle Echo. Kobold Clips are going to be great on them. Now sure, Mantis Clips are better. But they're also, well, I don't know if they're harder to get. They're probably a little harder to get. Just because Mantises are, they're a little more scarce than Kobolds. Kobolds, like, they're just concentrated on this map. You can sit here and farm all you want. As long as you want, just kill Kobold after Kobold. One screen to the next. And get all the cards you want. But with Mantis, there's not really a concentration of them. They're just kind of spread out everywhere. And so, it takes a lot longer to get 2 Mantis cards. But yes, that is one of the goals. 2 Mantis cards. And I probably won't even waste them in clips. Like, I'll probably just have the Kobold clips first, and then,
save the mantises for a slot of rings. That way I don't have to find 2 more mantises. If I put the first 2 in clips, I'm still gonna need 2 more for rings, you know? Or at least 1 more for a ring. I've already got the tarot for the other ring. I'm gonna do the tarot cramp combo. But I think that has a level requirement, if I remember right. Like level 90? That's when that kicks in. So even with that combo, I'll probably want... No, it's slotted accessories. That's what's level 90. Okay. It's coming back to me. The combo's any level. You can do cramp tarot combo. So that would actually be good to have in clips. It would be more strength than like a mantis clip and a Magnes cap by 1, I think. But cramp, there's another card that's scarce. There might be concentrations of cramps, but I can't think of where. I tend to avoid maps that have cramps on them. I think these kobolds are also 3 different elements. Like, I think the axe guy is wind. They've even got armor on. Kobolds are a clever species. It's little dog people. Ooh, a mob. Mobby. Seal up the full. Grab all the little mans. Oh, they got split up. These just dodge everything. Better off to auto attack them. Job rifle! 5, 300% attack. Ooh, here's a good mob. Oh my gosh. This could kill me. Yeah, it'd kill me. Oh my gosh, that's my first death, isn't it? No, I think I died as a sortie. Well, that was fun though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a poison spore. Took 7 of them to kill me, huh? I found a mace of some kind. Must be the favorite club. Oh yeah, you get steel from them too. Well, you don't. I do. I mean, if you were killing them, you would get it too, but I'm killing them. This is my steel. Leave it alone. I don't know what I need it for, but I know you need it for some like hat making and gear making recipes. You need 100 of it to make binoculars. Here's all my cards. Wu-Tan Fighter, headgear, defense +1, 20% tolerance against bleeding. I wonder if that means I take 20% less damage from bleeding, or bleeding wears off 20% sooner, or both. Steel John, smoking a pipe. Tarot, I was just talking about you. 3 rats in a minecart. Yep. This card's actually pretty good. Some more health on a shield. Hard to argue with that. Oh, there's Lunatic. So it's 1 luck, 1 crit, 1 perfect dodge. Huh. 40 card armor, 2 luck, 1 perfect dodge. Disconnected from server? But why? Is it maintenance time? Must be. 9:07 p.m. on a Thursday night. Now we know. Now we know.